So let's speak about putting our footprint in the world, right? World-renowned ceramic artist, that's Andile Dyalvane, has returned from Norway after spending several months there, having been commissioned by Tromsø Municipality to create a permanent Nelson Mandela Monument, which is called iNkundla, an isiXhosa word meaning place of gathering. Dyalvane is joining us in studio now to talk about this and also this lasting symbol. But I want you to see some of his work because I want him to take us through some of what we're seeing before us. Good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. Welcome back home. How was Norway?
It was sunny for the 10 days that was there. I've never seen the night.
Look at your life. And you come back home,
oh, I tell you. But it was beautiful to know that, it's good to have a balance, because it regulates how we do things. But it was beautiful.
You know, just reading up, before we even get into this work that you were commissioned for, something like just piqued my interest. You are herding cattle. You are connecting to the land,
yes.
And that's how you grew up, right, in the Eastern Cape. I want you to talk to me about that particular intersection between the Andile we see there, herding cattle, to the Andile who's sitting across me today.
It's such a beautiful time of my life, let's put it that way, because growing up in the countryside in the Eastern Cape, as you can imagine, particularly in the time where I was there, landscape, livestock, lots of it. And so being this boy who is then tasked to look after that, but while that is happening, then you run to the river and then get carried away playing with clay. And so the elders see this. And then while at school as well, where there's no art subject, I was busy doodling. But most importantly is that all of that was happening there when you're working with the elders, they see what you're capable of, what the gift there is, and then they guide you towards that gift and that purpose. And so that's my upbringing that still comes true now. So at this point, anytime and every time when I realize that this gift that I have was nurtured from the early stages, so then how do you then honor that is to recall and pay homage and say, in this way. So how you do that, this is how you gain strength and also empower or at least encourage the visions that you have, which are gifts, which sometimes we'll call it ideas. So amatongo in this case. And so this is how then we able to come up with pieces of art that speak honestly, that moves you when you're looking at or interact with them. And so this is what anchors what we do.
Was it clear from that time? Because, I mean, I'm thinking about this. You are playing with clay at that age. You've got abantu abadala around you.
Yes.
And you are doodling.
Yes.
Was it clear that this would be the path you would travel?
Not at all. As I'm mentioning to you is that at school, at least the Western schooling system, that was not even part of it. But what then happened at home, the elders or some of the boys, they would understand that something is drawing you into spending more time in this area of playing or doodling. And then if I'm sad or I'm happy, I'll find myself doodling and curious, trying to do something. But obviously then I have my uncle and my fathers and my mothers who are makers of things, implements of things of home. So we make things, so then you are part of that, watch and learn, and then you participate.
Sure.
And so in that way, still you don't know if this is art or this is craft or this is design, right? And so we don't understand. But up until then, the matric moved to Cape Town. Someone spotted me, a friend of my brother, said, "It seems like you've studied art." I was like, "What do you mean?" And then he pointed me to an art college in Guguletu. From there, everything started.
I want us to talk about iNkundla.
Yes.
And if we can put up some of the pictures right there, these pictures we can see. I don't know how far you can see. Explain to us, take us through what we are seeing.
So at this moment, the picture before this, this was 2 years ago. I went to Oslo, which is the place where I created these pieces. So I was making the clay works. So the idea when the commission came through, they said, we would like to have you to basically interpret these values that Nelson Mandela have shared, which is one of the things, sit down and have a conversation to resolve. So they saw this collection of my stools, ceramic stools that I've created 2020, but they couldn't approach me because pandemic happened. So they revisited that and say, we would like you to do that. So what happened is that, so I had to create these clay stools which have these different symbols that depict these values and anchors the values of Nelson Mandela, and how people, when they gather around this iNkundla, will be able to basically energize and feel the energy of the story of Ubuntu, the humanity of seeing each other and listening. And so this particular image, it's me creating these stools before they can be translated into bronze, because it's snow in winter, everything is covered.
And these are the stools, right?
This is the public park in Tromsø, and which is, it's not the face, it is to be interacted with. People come and gather around these spaces. That particular stool you saw there has a symbol, the back of it, which represents Ubuntu. So we speak of Ubuntu and we talk about humanity, seeing each other, and you are who you are because of others, but you participate and you contribute. And so this is what we're trying to bring there, because Nelson Mandela has mentioned some of these things in his speech, and that one has a symbol of, which is one of the symbol come from my collection of uyales, or the symbol that I have dreamt and gifted by my ancestors. It speaks of the ancestral knowledge and wisdom, where everything that we have and do today is informed by those who came before. Yeah. Mandela is an ancestor now, and many others that informed me. And so whatever that we do today, it's very important that we know it's going to affect and influence everything that happens come the future.
Andile, you know, I remember when the producers were talking about, you know, just your work. Yes. It was interesting, because often when we think Madiba, people think a statue would have been, you know, just prepared and erected. So one was thinking, in Norway, you've gone to do that. But when I saw iNkundla and listening to how you're describing it right now, why was it important for you to bring a piece of us, you know, to Norway? Because Norwegians are now going to see who we are, because iNkundla is quite a huge, huge aspect of who we are.
Thank you. And that's, I appreciate that. And for me, first of all, is that they had approached me having moved by Nelson Mandela's energy when he made a speech there. So from 20 years, this has been in the process, looking for an artist who can best interpret that. So in my career, or at least in my practice, I've created these tools. So it was very important for me that when we make objects that have certain feelings, they mustn't stay in museums or in private collection. The public, our communities, must interact and feel the energy that is guided through us into this object. So it was very important that isiXhosa, the language which informs who I am, and the practices, iNkundla, which is place of gathering, and all these practices like Ubuntu, or the ancestral wisdom and knowledge as we are, comes to this place, but without coming and imposing into the land of the indigenous people of the Norway, which is the Sami people. So there we had to look into those elements as well, to incorporate and meet with the elders of the land and say, we are here not to impose, but we were guided to bring this wisdom that we all share.
Yeah, quite important. And in about 10 seconds, I'm letting you go. I'm out of time completely. But what's next for you?
For me, is just to continue to explore all there is that is to be created through me.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait to see what more you do. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. That is world-renowned ceramic artist there, Andile Dyalvane, speaking to us about, you saw that beautiful work, man. You saw it. iNkundla really just brings back a lot of memories.